Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Leo January 2018 horoscope forecast. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing is, as far as January goes, well, the Sun will be in Capricorn from the 1st until the 20th. So the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Leo. So at this time for Leo, this could be a period of a lot of attention, concentration of energy, and strong focus on structure and discipline and consistency in 6th house matters such as the daily routine, health matters, perhaps focusing on like a consistent diet, a health regime. It could be really also about maybe incorporating discipline more and structure in one's daily routine, and about taking care of responsibilities for even pets if applicable. So anyway, the next thing is, well, the Sun, as far as January goes, will be in Aquarius from the 20th until the 31st. So the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Leo. So at this time for Leo, Leo might not really want really to be prohibited or face any inhibitions connected with freedom and independence and matters with partnership situations, with the relationship. It could be in the way that maybe a legal matter may be handled, even if it seems somewhat unorthodox. Leo may not want to be told, well, I don't care, this is not generally conventional, why are you doing it this way? This could be about also perhaps dealing with some unusual or some kind of eccentric, a lot of a concentration of energy in dealing with maybe eccentric, unusual, open adversaries. So there might be some odd or unusual court situations in some cases that Leo may have to take care of, and even some documents that they might see something about it that might seem a little bit bizarre or odd. So anyway, well, the next thing is the full moon will be in Cancer on January 2nd. So for Leo, of course, the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So for Leo at this time, well, this could be, Cancer energy could be about safety, security. So this could be in some cases, for example, a self-defense class taken in seclusion and solitude that comes to a conclusion that is done for Leo's safety and security and protection from perhaps hidden adversaries or hidden foes, so to speak. It could also be about maybe Leo being tired in some cases of being criticized or ridiculed over limitations and restrictions, and really, maybe privately really unleashes a lot of strong, like Cancerian-like emotion, so to speak. This could be, really just about a very strong emotional but done privately for Leo at this time. And it really, anyway, well, the next thing I want to talk about is that the new moon will be in Capricorn on January 16th. So the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Leo. So at this time for Leo, well, this could be about perhaps a new regimented and consistent health or workout program. It could be about starting something new that is with a lot of this Capricorn-like ambitious energy that's new in their daily routine. It could even be something where there might be some new employment for Leo as well. It could be something connected with business, politics, the government, even information technology, which could be, of course, associated with computers, and something is very serious could be started and done with a lot of responsibility, and that could be 6th house related, such as something connected with employment, something associated with one's health. And anyway, well, the next thing is I want to get at is that Mercury will be in Sagittarius from January 1st until the 11th. So The fifth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Leo. So at this time for Leo, this could be about strongly perhaps expressing that veritable truth in matters connected with romance, with children. It could also be thinking very positively about fifth house matters. It could even be matters connected with gambling and speculation, matters perhaps with children, romantic matters. It could be also a lot more philosophical discussions and conversations. It could be with people you share a creative endeavor with or a hobby. Perhaps it could be with children. It could be with somebody that you have a romantic relationship with, somebody that is a love or romantic relationship that you are involved with somebody as far as that goes. Also, this could be, I mean, the next thing I want to get at is, okay, Mercury will be in Capricorn as far as January goes from the 11th until the 31st. So the sixth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Leo. So at this time for Leo, well, there might be a lot of serious thinking in regards perhaps to one's health. It could be the diet. It could also be about the employment. Leo needs to be careful not to become too despondent or melancholy over those issues and thinking overly, thinking, being too pessimistic as far as thinking in sixth house matters. In some cases, it could be a depressing work employment situation that could be happening with Leo. This could also be at the time, I mean, keep in mind that Mercury is also about short journeys. So it could be that Leo might feel at this time, well, maybe it's more about, it could certainly be connected with serious self journeys, short journeys where they're of service to somebody and people, where they might be business related and maybe driving fellow employees to here or to wherever and going there, going this place. And it might just be also, this could just be a lot more communication that is involved, serious communications, and that could be involved with fellow employees, with people that figure prominently in Leo's health life. It could be people at a workout place or a fitness center, maybe even physicians, people that Leo sees in their daily routines. So anyway, well, the next thing is Venus will be in Capricorn as far as January goes from the 1st until the 17th. So for Leo, the sixth house, of course, is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Leo, this could be about expressing enjoyment of responsibilities, perhaps in work-related matters. It could, in some cases, if Leo is unattached, it could be about maybe finding a significant other, a potential romantic partner at their place of employment or in their daily routine. It could be somebody, in some cases, that could be a Capricorn Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or somebody that simply embodies those characteristics, somebody that might be very mature, older, responsible, orthodox, conventional, and might be about spending a little bit more money, but in a restricted way, and in terms of health-related matters and work-related matters. In some cases, it could be about getting a little bit more money than usual at your place of employment. Now, people, when they're employed, they generally are going to be getting money, but because Venus, you're talking about Venus in the sixth house, it could be a little bit more, like say, a little bit more of a bonus, but might not be maybe as much as Leo would anticipate, given that we're talking about Capricorn energy. So anyway, the next thing is, well, Venus will be in Aquarius as far as January goes from the 17th until the 31st. So the seventh house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Leo. So at this time for Leo, well, there might be some unanticipated or overly spontaneous spending, if you will, perhaps on legal matters. It could be matters connected with documents or maybe even on a significant other. This could be about the enjoyment of the unusual with perhaps a significant other. Also, this could be in some situations, if Leo is unattached, this could be maybe finding perhaps a prospective significant other that might be, in some cases, an Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. In a lot of cases, simply embody those qualities. Somebody that could be rather eccentric, unusual, unorthodox, maybe even ingenious, a little bit of a radical. It could be that they meet this person in something that might be seventh house, like such as in a courtroom or in some kind of legal situation, maybe at a law office, maybe through something connected with negotiations, such as in sales. So there are certain that's pretty much what this, I mean, as far as what this, some of the things that this could indicate. So anyway, well, the next thing is that as far as January goes, Mars will be in Scorpio from the 1st until the 26th. So the 4th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Leo. So at this time for Leo, well, what's interesting with this, well, this could, there could be a lot where the situations with family members might be a little bit more contentious and acrimonious than usual. It could be a lot of jealousy connected with that anger, maybe directed at a family member or vice versa. Also, ones where a lot of you have a lot of vengeful and vindictive energy, perhaps an anger connected with home-related matters, or maybe with a family member. Could also be about expending a lot of energy and getting to the bottom of things as far as one's roots, maybe one's traditions. And also, this could be a lot of energy put into things that are really, that it may be digging deep and being somewhat surreptitious. It might be a family member, might seem a little bit more sneaky or surreptitious than usual. And in some cases, it could indicate where you're talking about the Mars energy. So I think you're talking about the home life. So it's important to be careful not to have maybe accidents in the home, because this could indicate a little more propensity for accidents at this time. And remember, Mars is about surgery. So in some isolated cases, it could be that a family member might be going through some kind of surgical procedure at this time. And of course, Mars, especially, I mean, one of the signs associated with Scorpio, I mean, especially. So, I mean, this is, to me, that could be an indicator for that. So, anyway, well, the next thing is, well, as far as January goes, Mars will be in Sagittarius from the 26th until the 31st. So the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Leo. So at this time, well, this could be about a lot of energy and vitality being used, perhaps for something connected with the outdoors, with sports, perhaps with children, with somebody that they might be in a romantic relationship with. This could also be something where this energy is something that's used, could be one that could be very enjoyable for Leo at this time, in doing things connected, Sagittarius, like energy connected perhaps with philosophy, with sports, the outdoors, anything Sagittarius related, even higher learning, could be something where it could turn out to be something very enjoyable for Sagittarius, for Leo, but at this time as well, the situations with perhaps children and romantic partners, they might be a little bit more contentious and acrimonious than usual, and it could be done with where you're having a lot of this, I guess you could say, this Sagittarius-like joking, where it's not really, where the jokes though are somewhat malicious and could be very and ones that could be very cutting. As Sagittarius energy, of course, is about pitting people, figuratively speaking, with those harsh arrows of truth. So it's kind of like where somebody's being, it could be arguments where people are being somewhat comedic, but they're also putting people down at the same time. So through their jokes, through insults, perhaps. So anyway, well, the next thing is, well, Jupiter will still be in Scorpio, of course. So the 4th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Leo. So at this time for Leo, Well, remember that Jupiter can be somewhat paradoxical. It can be, I mean, though it is strongly benign and benevolent, it could also have a tendency to enlarge and expand issues. It could enlarge, in some cases, surreptitious or even nefarious activity in one's home life. It could be where maybe even a little bit more criminal activity in the area that the person lives. And that being said, as far as the positive in this could be about luck and fortune through perhaps transformation of one's home, such as remodeling or renovation. This could also be about luck in digging deep, perhaps in matters connected with one's roots, finding out maybe more about one's traditions, and also for about positive luck, really a lot of luck and fortune, and perhaps making a transformation connected with one's perhaps about emotional security, perhaps even. Also, this is a thing where there's a lot of, I mean, you could expect to have more activity in the home. I mean, in general, expanding activity in the home, and also doing home-related things with a lot of this passionate, intense Scorpio energy, but doing so with a lot of exuberance and enthusiasm as well. So anyway, well, the next thing is, well, Saturn will be in Capricorn, so the sixth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Leo. So at this time for Leo, well, I mean, in general, this could be where Leo might experience some restrictions and limitations in work-related matters. This could be about, in some cases, maybe even taking care of some kind of maybe a debilitated fellow employee or somebody they're of service to, which might cause Leo to feel a little bit despondent and melancholy. It could also be some health restrictions at this time as well. Keep in mind the sixth house is about health, and I mean, this could be where, I mean, where something, I mean, it could be Capricorn-like could happen, where it could be something connected with the knees maybe, or the bones, where Leo has some difficulty, and especially if this is actually making, say, an inconjunct aspect to the actual natal ascendant of the person especially. So, I mean, those are some things to look at as far as that goes. And it could be about really expression of serious responsibility in one's daily routine, in one's employment, and even with pets as well in some cases. So, and to one's hygiene, and really being serious and very consistent about those things as well. Anyway, well, as far as January goes, Uranus will be, Uranus will still be in Aries, I should say. So the ninth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Leo. So at this time for Leo, this could be about perhaps some unpredictable activity, maybe with matters connected with in-laws, with grandchildren even. It could be that these people may be experiencing some really ingenious qualities, inventive qualities, but also perhaps being unpredictable, and maybe seeming a little bizarre to you at this time. This could also be about taking some kind of unanticipated, spontaneous long-distance journey that you really didn't expect or plan on, that just kind of happened all of a sudden. Also, this could be about expressing maybe some new, ingenious and philosophy, and it could be ones that's very pioneering as well, considering we're talking about Aries energy. So, also, it could, in some cases, this could be maybe taking up a college course. That might be Uranus. Like, it could be something connected with information technology, should say computers, electronics, an esoteric subject, something that might be associated with Uranus. So anyway, well, the next thing is Neptune will still be in Pisces, so the eighth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Leo. So at this time for Leo, what this could be about perhaps delusion and deception, perhaps in matters maybe with shared resources. It could be with a sexual partner. In some cases, that person you might be having an intimate or sexual relationship with may get involved with drugs and or alcohol at this time. It might also be having to deal with confounding and confusing tax or insurance related matters, even matters with alimony, perhaps in some cases, or some kind of debt that is owed that you don't, that maybe you're really unclear of for whatever reasons. And thing about this is that this could also be, I mean, in some cases, really things that are 8th house related that could be unclear. Even if you're trying to make a major change of transformation, you might be going through some confusion as far as that goes. But at the same time, on the positive side, I mean, especially if Leo is like somebody that's an astrologer or in tarot or some supernatural outlet, it could be about you incorporating more maybe imagination and creativity into those things. So anyway, next thing is, well, Pluto will still be in Capricorn, so the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Leo. At this time for Leo, this could be about perhaps in some cases it might be some kind of obliteration or destruction of one's health, but at the same time, maybe Pluto is about rebirth and regeneration. It could also be temporary, where you feel as if the health is destroyed, but then you can always come back because Pluto is about rebirth and regeneration as well. And it really could be about getting the power and control in work-related matters as well, as far as this goes. In some cases, I hate to use the dreaded D word, but I mean, of course, I will, because Pluto is associated with death. And some cases, this could be about the death, perhaps, of somebody that that's in your daily routine or figures prominently in your health life, such as somebody that you might know at a fitness center, at a gym, or it could be somebody that you work out with. It could be a physician. So anyway, and really it could be about a very strong transformation that's associated with one's employment, with one's health life. And transformation, I mean, this could always be positive. It doesn't mean it's always going to be negative. So anyway, well, the North Node will still be in Leo, so the 1st house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Leo. So at this time for Leo, I mean, when you have the North Node, you're talking about in transit, it could be about having to confront things, and it could be about maybe negative qualities connected with your personality. It could be maybe dealing with issues, in some cases, of arrogance or being overly flamboyant. But at the same time, this could be also about being more, having to be more self-assured and confident in one's appearance as well, their personality, who you are, and also pursuing perhaps new beginnings with a lot of confidence and self-assuredness, and expressing maybe even more generosity and being more magnanimous, which was hard to do since Leo was automatically that anyway. But also it might be dealing with things of an extravagant nature that you might have to deal with, whether you have to spend more money on something, or maybe even having to curtail exorbitant spending to some degree. And it could be about having to spend more money on yourself for whatever reason. It may not be necessarily because you really want to, but it might be things that are necessary, such as health related matters, and such as maybe issues with the heart, for example, for Leo, or like the upper back. So anyway, last but not least, I'm sorry, actually there's 2 things remaining. Next thing I want to talk about, okay, the Black Moon Lilith will be in Capricorn, so the 6th houses will be emphasized and highlighted for Leo. So at this time for Leo, well, this could be in some cases about an unveiling maybe of a dark or depressing health situation that Leo might be in. In some cases, it could be where maybe somebody in one's maybe in the employment life of Leo, somebody that is unveiled that might be expressing some real like tyrannical and ruthless and overly ambitious qualities. Of course, somebody that's prominent in Leo's health life or daily routine might be expressing those qualities as well. Also, this could be, I mean, in some cases, this could be like a formidable adversary emerges. That could be a Capricorn Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or simply somebody that embodies those characteristics may come out, and that could be somebody that may be in the daily routine of Leo, somebody prominent in Leo's health life. It could be a person in Leo's place of employment, or even somebody that maybe they're provide some kind of service to in some way, shape, or form. So anyway, last but not least, Chiron will be in Pisces still, so the 8th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Leo. So at this time for Leo, this could be about perhaps Leo with maybe doing some emotional suffering, going through some emotional suffering connected maybe with gullibility in matters, perhaps with a sexual partner or somebody they're having an intimate relationship with. This could be also maybe about deluding oneself, maybe with a sexual partner, and maybe there's some self-deception going on, so to speak. Maybe being duped by by a sexual partner or someone they're in an intimate relationship with. This could also be about going through some suffering, dealing with a lot of confounding and confusing tax, alimony, or even insurance situations, ones that that are still maybe very unclear for whatever reason for Leo. And also it could be about trying and being overly ambivalent and confusion over matters, maybe making a major change or transformation, and maybe going through some emotional suffering is because Leo might not know exactly what to do exactly in matters connected with that. In some cases too, this could be about maybe somebody they're having an intimate relationship with that is going through some Pisces-like issues that could be connected with drugs, alcohol, or even some kind of foot-related issues with the toes, even something with the lymphatic system. So anyway, but at that same time, as far as Chiron goes, remember it's the wounded healer. So even though Leo might be going through some suffering as far as those Chiron and Pisces 8th house matters go, Leo might be able to help someone else going through similar issues, and doing so with that Pisces-like compassion and self-sacrifice. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Leo January 2018 horoscope forecast. Stay tuned next time where I'll be giving you my Virgo January 2018 horoscope forecast. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person astrologically speaking based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.